And we're live. Welcome to R2R Wreck to Riches live stream official number 36, episode 36, what we'll call it. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, we're streaming live on not only YouTube, but over on X as well. If you're on YouTube, post notifications, subscribe, pound the like button, drop a comment, show some love. If you're over on X, you got to pound the like button there and repost it, all your hashtags of all your favorite meme tokens, whatever it may be, from Bitcoin to Ethereum to HANA to whatever meme token or whatever your heart's desire. Don't forget to show some love over there as well. And always remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You must do your own research. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked. All right. So before we get into it, let's jump right into the R2R theme song. Shout out to my boy DeFi Proof. It's an absolutely great Tuesday morning, guys. Let's get right into it. R2R theme song.
Lady LaFontaine, just get it.
Woo! Yeah. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons, farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. I'm up to the core. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, it's back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, it's back to riches.
Shout out to DeFi Proof. I love that song. I'm wrecked. You hear that in the background. So we're going to talk about today has Uptober been canceled, right? We're October the 1st, guys. This is a good month. Halloween at the end of the month. Uptober traditionally during the 4-year cycle, on the verge of going from a horrifying bear market into a bull run that could be the biggest bull cycle of all of our lives have ever seen, or the opposite could happen. October 1st, what happened today? Before we get in there, you meme token fanatics out there, don't forget and don't sleep on Bad Bunny. Listen, I got split personalities. Let's cut to the commercial ad. Yeah, dog, it's Thomas here from R2R. Welcome to the Bad Bunny Tap to Earn free game, where you can earn your free airdrop by simply tapping your screen. All you got to do is follow the instructions in the description of this video. Step number 1, no laptop computers, no desktops, anything like that. You're going to need a smartphone. Step number 2, if you don't have Telegram, download one and log into your Telegram account, or simply log in if you have one already. Step 3, click the link below in the description, and it's going to take you straight to Bad Bunny, or you can tap to earn your free Bad Bunny meme token airdrop. Let's go. Oh, who is that guy? Hey, shout out to Bad Bunny. Thomas G is now officially a brand ambassador with Bad Bunny. So you see that content every day. Check out my channel every day. Update you guys Monday through Friday from here on out. Live streams and Monday through Friday Bad Bunny updates on my progress for that airdrop. So Uptober, are we canceled? What happened? We'll take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Damn, Gina, look at that. $62,440 Bitcoin. That's $860 in the red. Just a big, just boom, right down. Nobody likes to see that at the beginning of the month, right? Let's go to the chat. Ryan Torres, what's up, my man? Welcome to the channel. Show some love on X and YouTube. I know you always do. Welcome. Rocket Red countdown liftoff. What's going on, Iceman? Armored One, episode 36, LFG. Let's get it, man. This is episode 36. We're rolling along into 2025. Will be many more episodes deep on this live stream, giving you your daily news of cryptocurrency, DeFi, altcoins, Bitcoin, everything everything that if you go out there to the mainstream crypto guys like BitBoy, they're not in the trenches. They don't know. You ask them about Titan X, right? You go ask BitBoy about Titan X, and he's gonna say, "What's that? Titan X? What?"
Yeah. You keep telling me that. Who is she? What? What?
The Sultan of Swat.
The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout.
Babe Ruth! The Great Bambino!
The Great Bambino. We're going to get into Titan X and what happened yesterday, and what I feel is like a huge simulation of what's to come later this year when that token, as far as Titan X, goes into its hyperdeflationary period. It's going to be crazy. Can't wait to get into Hydra on Friday. Yeah, man, Friday comes, Friday goes, and people get in. Payday, man. Yo, what's going on, Jamie X? So Bitcoin, like I said, is down. So what happened today? Well, unless you haven't woken up yet and read the news, go to your finance page on yahoo.com. Stocks sink amid mixed data, Middle East tension. So Iran is about to go and start firing some missiles, right? And the U.S. is like giving a warning right now, like, hey, this is imminent. It's going to happen. So the war out there in the Middle East is brewing up. And you got to remember, if you've been around crypto, when people are scared about war and we're on the breach of war, we've had these scares before where crypto will take a hit, the stock market takes a hit. But remember, when war starts, when this attack happens, it's going to be a big shakeout. And we're in correlation, Bitcoin, as far as the overall market with the stock market. But then crypto, Bitcoin traditionally starts to go up because the Saudi money, all that Middle East money, they traditionally go like store their wealth into gold. But the digital asset today, Bitcoin, has showed us in recent events in the past few years where we've had these scares of possible war, where Bitcoin just takes off. So I think there's going to be the initial hit to the market, but then Bitcoin is going to be where all the money goes to store value. And that just has been traditionally where we see it go into commodities like gold. Bitcoin had a quick episode where it was like, took a hit. It was like, boing. And war is very profitable for countries. The U.S. has made a lot of money on wars. And I don't know, why the markets shake up like they do. Nobody wants war, obviously, but there's a lot of things going on. So the 1st of October, we have, the Middle East tensions. We know that stuff's about to pop off. So what does that mean for somebody in cryptocurrency? All right, let's jump to Dex Screener really quick. All right, now we're looking at the meme token we've been talking about this week, Hannah. If you are following me, we've been in Hannah since between, $1 to $3 million market cap. And it just so happened yesterday, right? I went and if you're not in my VIP group, right? And listen, my VIP group was like a paid group to start off with. Where I only charged $20. Like, I ain't trying to make a ton of money off a VIP group, but I wanted it to be a small group. I was talking in there that the Hannah dip was coming, and I was like, hey man, we hit the top, and we bounced off the top. It's going to be the 50% correction that we see. So I went out there on Twitter and on X, and I wanted to see what the sentiment of people were. So out of 35 votes, 404 people viewed it. You got to understand, anyone who's invested in Hannah would get triggered by this, right? Because they're buying after Overdose posted, after Jake, they're buying the tops and not realizing that there's these 50% corrections. But out of the 35 people that voted, I was surprised. I said, Hannah, healthy correction to 0.0016. Let's take a vote. 77.1% of you said yes. 22.9% of you said no. I don't know if that comes from inexperience or you don't want that to happen. Vote without your emotions, right? So I pointed out in my group that this was going to happen, and I was like, I'm going to hedge my bet, on the other narrative, because as I dig deeper into Hannah, right? Like, I called this early on, and I said the under the hood mechanics of distribution, the community strength was all there to run this narrative where we saw it win. Everybody joined ship as this green candle kept pointed up and going up. More and more influencers came, but the correction comes, right? Where I would be like, okay, let's trade sideways before these next big leg up. Let the exchanges accumulate for cheaper. They're not going to buy your top. Let them accumulate for cheaper and then send it to the moon. And I said at the very beginning that the narratives on these tokens don't matter. It's about the volume, and the volume is there. What I've discovered and how I'm hedging my bet is when this token here, we're going to talk about SD, right? SD happens to be the competitor to Hana, where they're like, hey, your evidence that shows that Hana is the real name of the Shiba Inu dog is false. SD is the name. So I've done my research. I've made up my mind. Regardless of what I think, the Hana people are not going to like it. So it doesn't matter what I think, because everyone's going to have a different truth. Whether you paint the picture with all the solid evidence that points to whether the name is Hana or SD, the people who wanted to believe that that name is Hana no matter what are going to believe it. They're going to believe the same thing when it comes to SD. So after further research, I had denied SD from the very beginning. And I was like, no, Hana Maxi. I looked into it, and the likelihood of it being Hana is like slim to none. So it does lay, in my opinion, Hana on a false narrative. I don't think that's going to make or break them. I think at this point they got enough support. However, on the flip side, on a day like this, because the Iran tensions that are happening, we're getting a dip on everything. The Hana dip was going to come without that. Don't blame that on Iran. That was a healthy correction for a meme token that just went parabolic. But SD that has the, which I believe is a true narrative to the name of the Shiba Inu dog, after I've done my research, you got to do yours. And everything else in memes and utility tokens are down. Now I'm in a position where I'm like, I'm ready to buy. I'm in a buy zone for everything meme tokens, and especially people who are in the space of just buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, you buy these dips because there's scared periods of time where sentiment gets, whoa, Bitcoin just took a hit. Let me get out and go into stable tokens. So let's get to the chat really quick here. And again, I called Hana from the very beginning. I bought the dip. I told you guys from the beginning the narrative could be true or it could not be. That's just it is what it is. You're going to believe what you want to believe. Everyone's going to have a different belief in everything in the world, right? That's just what I found out. And it doesn't affect me, my Hana bags. Doesn't make me less confident. I'm just like, okay, well, they still got the designer, right? That did that logo. But then I start to think, did he really design it? It doesn't matter. The volume is where the exchanges look at. That's why they listed Nero, Cabal Nero, and Nero CTO. They're like, forget both of your narratives. You both are doing fine. Bing! Binance list them. The rest is history. All right. We about to go parabolic, ladies and gents. Things are going crazy. Holding. We got Thomas Winter, howdy. Cookies and cream, dippity dip on Hanny and SD. Yeah, so my thing here is owning both, right? Both have staked claim to the narrative of, hey, the real Shiba Inu is really SD. So when I dug deep into it, and it goes all the way deep into Facebook and looking on like a pet pedigree website where you can pull up the name, and it from what I discovered and what has been proven out there, Hana is a very common name for a Shiba Inu female dog. Documentations talk about SD, and then there's also other alternatives that the name could be as well. So it's what you want to believe at the end of the day. I think SD has a strong community that believes that it's SD. I believe that, and I went in their chat and I told them, like, no, it's Hana. I denied them. I flat out, because I was like, I'm in the maxi mindset right now. You're a money maxi. Go do research. I haven't gone in there and apologized, but this is my official apology. I do believe that you guys do own the real narrative. Hana's got the volume. Hana could still continue to outgrow them, but what will ride along with it, I believe, is SD will do well. So I'm buying that on the dip. I like it. Thomas G wants you since Bond Money bringing the mad gains. What's going on? 2 Satoshis. You're an OG in the space. OG. Hana logo is sick though. It looks like it glows. Both will be huge. Yeah, they got the sick logo, man. They got the sick logo. That's for sure, Hana. SD is like, okay, man. I've always said this analogy when it came to stocks. If you guys have followed me for a long time on old channels, I like to invest in the Pepsis and the Cokes of the industries. Pepsi, people love Pepsi. They love the taste of Pepsi. People love Coke versus Pepsi. They love the taste of Coke. I think they both taste great, but are both, is there a customer for both? Is there demand for both? Yeah, there is. Regardless if I think this one tastes better or not, one of them's got really good numbers. Well, the other one's got really good numbers. Maybe Pepsi's selling more at times, Coke's selling more at different times, but they're both relevant. So I'm going to invest in both of them. That's one thing I've always said is investing in the Pepsis and Cokes of the industry, the competitors. So what's a direct competitor on the direct narrative of Hannah? SD, not like these other SD 2.0s or anything like that. I think they're just bandwagon riding the coattails. Same thing with Nero Cabal, Nero CTO, the Coke and the Pepsi of the industry, the competitors, neck and neck with taste. Like you ever done the Pepsi challenge where you take a drink of a Pepsi and then a Coke and people are like, they don't know the difference? I would, because I drink Diet Coke and Coke Zero. I would for damn sure know the taste because a Diet Pepsi is a lot more like you take a shot of vodka, a little bit different, right? So days like this, and we'll go back to Bitcoin, as Bitcoin drastically continues to fall, is going to give opportunities. I have found myself coming up in this crypto space, making more and more money. My first experience of like all out panic, and that was during the COVID dip. If you experienced the COVID dip, right? And that's when like Hex first came out, like December of 2019. And I was living in Henderson, Nevada at the time. And I had like this horrible cough, and then the news was coming out. I was all panicked, and things start to plummet. That was the opportunity of a lifetime, the COVID dip. So we may look back and go, hey, October didn't start off good because obviously Iran is like, hey, we're coming big with the missiles. And the U.S. is like, it's going to happen. This could be a good dip, October 1st. Before October proceeds and gives you what you need, right? I always think about, now that I'm looking at war, I'm looking at myself, remembering when I'm 7 or 8 years old listening to Tupac. I forget how old I was. And it talks about, we got money for wars, but we can't feed the poor. And that used to impact me then as far as the lyrics and how like it rhymed. Now it impacts me now as an adult. I'm going, man, the world is always at war. And then you see how they can't feed the poor. It's crazy. Tupac, man, if you're a youngin, go listen to his lyrics. They apply throughout all of the decades since you can't kill a legend. You can't kill a legend. But let's take a look at other tokens. Oh, we wanted to talk about Titan X. Yeah. So what happened with Titan X, guys? Listen, yesterday we got a clear simulation, and we're gonna reference back to Dragon X. You can't talk about Titan X without mentioning, or you can't talk about Dragon X without mentioning Titan X, right? Titan X is why we're all here, right? And there's a lot of tokens right now being burnt from Titan X forever. Dragon X is about to have the 369, where Dragon X tokens are going to be burned forever, right?
Forever.
Forever, right? So Dragon X had a huge purchase last night. All right. So a lot of us have been doing Hydra miners. I've been doing Hydra and Hyper miners every day. And the simulation that we got, right? Here's what we got a preview of yesterday. Is simply when Dragon X becomes like ultra hyper deflationary because of the 369 payout, where every day it's going to be buying and burning its own token along with Titan X. The price is already outperforming right now Titan X. The ratio is at 24.77. But I told you to do the ratio trading at 11, and then it went to 13 days later. We're at double now. The trade-off for getting one Dragon X gets you 24.77 Titan X. So congratulations if you followed on that when I was talking about that in the video on those ratio opportunities. It took off, right? So Dragon X had some big purchases. The price went up. Well, what is pooled, bonded with Dragon X? Good old Hydra. Good old Hydra happens to be bonded directly with Dragon X. So Dragon X took off, Hydra went up. And when Hydra goes up, as far as the Hydra token, what does that mean for your Hydra miners? The percentile goes up, right? And now people are like, oh, I get it. Well, what you saw last night was just an itty bitty sneak peek, because imagine when Dragon X goes ultra hyperdeflationary on top of being bonded with Titan X, that by the end of November is going to be in a hyperdeflationary state. The beginning of December, which is Christmas, the month of Christmas, is going to be, I believe, and I'm not a financial advisor, a very, very big month for everybody that is a part of that entire ecosystem in Titan X, because it's going to rise the tides, which brings up Dragon X. Dragon X is already going to be rising because it's going hyper deflationary a full month before, with the already Hydra buying it off the market to burn Hydra token, and it's taking Dragon X and burning Hydra. Then you got the day 369 payout at the end of October. This is going to be insane. So you got a sneak peek of what price action Hydra can get. When you look at Hydra, though, you got to imagine and throw out crazy numbers, because it's only a $706,000 market cap. A 10x on the price brings it to 7 million. So that's not a lot. You got to think 20 to 30x. All right. Then you're talking like $20 million market cap plus. That's very small in crypto. When Dragon X's market cap is going to go completely nutso, and Titan X. So things are forecast. You saw a sneak preview last night on why I believe, not financial advice, that making Hydra miners are important. Same thing when Titan X goes off. We'll take a look here. Them hyper miners, there is not a lot of inflation to take on with hyper, guys. There is not a lot of inflation to take on with hyper. The hyperinflation is being destroyed on a daily basis. It's being the supply is not even going up. It's going down every day at this point, because people didn't make miners for several months. So hyper, that miner ROI went up a little bit, but when Titan X takes off, because it's bonded with Titan X, Hart's Law, the tides will rise together. Whoo-wee. I just cannot even tell you guys, hey man, if you don't see it, you don't see it. Pop, timeless music. Yeah, man. Tupac, man. He said everything that it just plays out. It plays out. It throughout the years. All right. Got my EHEX bag up. Let's take a look at EHEX. All right. I've been saying this one for months. Hey man, EHEX. It's gonna rise to the occasion. And sure enough, man, if you cut the bottoms here, you can swap this into Hex as the main pool, right? Look at the ratio here, what the get back on that is, but you want to flip it so you can see the ratios on the chart of where it's at. So if you had caught it at certain moments, like on this dip right here, at a 0.18 EHEX to Hex ratio, now you're swapping back for more. So ratios are important to understand. You can just click the button here. It goes from USD value to a Hex to EHEX ratio. So understanding that aspect of how these work and how you can get more Hex, P-Hex with trading EHEX or just holding both, very strategic things going on. What other token were we talking about? What are we going to talk about? Let's see what we got in the chat. What are we looking at today, chat? What do we want to look at? I think today is going to be a good day to go out there and get some good discounts. What would you do with an extra 10K right now in the Titan X ecosystem, Hyper or Hydra? All right, not financial advice, but what I would do is I would take $5,000. Again, not financial advice. I'm telling you what I've already done. All right, across the board. By the way, I would take 5,000, and I would buy Titan X, and I would burn it for a Hydra miner. Why? Trade it in for a Hydra miner. Because to make that miner in the next coming weeks is going to be more expensive. It can be 5 times to 10 times more expensive to buy that Titan X later than to do it now. And then when the tides rise, by the time day 88 comes, you're going to be, pounding the chest. But the other 5K, I would go straight into using the ETH to make as big as a hyperminer as I could. 88 days out, thank myself. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you what I'm doing. Split both ways. So I can get the Pepsi and the Coke. They are competing with each other. Hyper and Hydra are competing with each other. Jake even said it like he wants to come up with a token that competes with Dragon X as far as how it performs. They're competing. They're competing for positions to help the ecosystem as far more as possible than the other. And when they compete and people get involved with both of them, it's better for the overall ecosystem. All right. What up, R2R? Right. Everyone was saying Pumptober in August. Woke up this morning. Yeah. I mean, I just saw Bitcoin go below 62,000. Oh my God, 1,300. It keeps on dipping. Yay. Let's go back to the chat. Hold on. I'm looking at PulseX being strong with the buy and burn aspect, making higher lows and 100x potential long term. Yeah, Pulse Chain is going to have its day very soon. What people don't understand too is I'm taking advantage of what soon could happen. There's two outcomes that can happen here with the Richard Hart court case. For one, he's not going to be there. He's got his lawyers, right? And they're going to determine whether they're going to drop the case or not. And they're not going to. So the human emotion behind that will be, sell off. I'll buy the dip because it doesn't matter at this point. Richard Hart has a lot of things in motion that the determining factor of when Pulse Chain decides to go parabolic, I think is heavily leveraged to Ethereum. So it won't matter what the SEC does at all at this point. But you use the emotion that is going to go on within the community at your advantage, and I attack at that moment to buy the dips, just like today. All right, Iran's attacking Israel. Okay, well, that's horrible, right? And I don't want that to happen, but is it a reason for me to sell my bags? No, it's a reason for me to go shop and pick up while everyone's fearful. That's where you make your most money in cryptos, when people are fearful. And when people are not educated, meaning they haven't survived very many cycles. Yesterday, let me show you something. We'll go back to Hannah. We're not bashing Hannah, but I want you guys to understand something on about the experience of people in cryptocurrency and why being in the R2R VIP group is very important, because it's not just me, right? It's not just me with the knowledge. It's me collaborating with others. And then when I hear their points of view, I go, you know what? You're right, dog. I should do it that way. Or they'll say, you know what? You're right. Or we'll all collect information. But the one thing I was saying that was important to them was understanding we got two events about to take place, and they're going to unfold with Hannah. We've been going up right here. You have the big influencers, paid influencers, Coles, talking about it here, pushing the bags. And then you just saw the battle of the bulge, and the buyers got exhausted, and it corrected like it always should. Meme coins correct heavy, hard. So the people with no experience give you your exit liquidity at the top. You need to sell at some point, because there will be a pullback. And you got to think logically. Everyone in the Telegram chat and Hannah, I had to leave because as the price is going up, you're seeing all these links. You know how people click the link and it keeps posting? Binance listing. They're getting you to feel like the price is on the move. Everyone's excited at this point, right? And they want you to feel more excited that Binance is coming. Okay, it might be coming. But it wouldn't be logical to think that Binance is going to come by the top to control the supply like they did with Nero CTO. They're going to buy when there's a dip, and they're going to accumulate very silently and then get control. But you go in Telegram and you're buying all this hype and you're excited, and then you realize, oh my God, we just corrected 50%. I'm wrecked. I'm stuck. Or you sell for a loss. So stay out of Telegram, right? Look at what's on chain. I've been trying to teach you guys, look what's on chain. Because it's going to be one of those things where, if you're not in like a group where we're not, we're not sitting there going, hey, not to the moon. We're all saying like, when is it going to correct? It's supposed to correct. Oh man, it keeps going, but it's coming, and we're trying to time it. And I think everyone in the chat was like, okay, we'll patient. We decided like we'll patiently wait because it's just so much hard shilling going on. So many people are like, buy my bags, buy my bags, buy my bags. It just seems desperate when you go and look at everything, like on Twitter. After it's pumped already 30x, since we were talking about it early. So we took advantage of that, knowing that there's inexperienced people that will just go into Telegram or go on Twitter and start buying, and you sell into that. Now we have gains that people bought at a premium. They're stuck. We're at like a 50% correction. We can accumulate some right now, like I did this morning. And the other thing that could happen here, as we talked about this last night, is the discoverance that I've discovered about the Hannah false narrative of Hannah being the real Shiba Inu name. I believe it is SD. As much as I love Hannah and what it's done for me, it's gave me life-changing money for me and my brother-in-law, right? I'm forever grateful. But I talked about it early enough to be able to go, hey, man, I was blind to the alternative outcome, but that's just what I believe. It is what it is. One way or another, Hannah is killing it. It doesn't matter about the narrative, but I think SD could take market share because people will figure out like, hey, I think SD is the real name, right? So next time you guys have the opportunity and you see this happen, you're going to see it again. You're going to see me talk about a crypto here and accumulate. You're going to see the big influencers come with their following. It's going to pump. It's going to pump. And at some time, you got to face the music and take profits and realize there's going to be a correction. They all do it. And the louder that people get on Telegram and on all over X, the influencers, like, oh, I'm 2X on my call. Like, ever since I talked about it, I'm like, bro, you talked about it at a 10 million market cap and you're pushing this like at 20 million, 25. I was in my group saying, hey, it's coming. And look at it as it continues to fall. One thing I did find out too is I'll take a look at the wallet that I was concerned and why I'm not buying enough, not buying any more just yet. So as you take a look deeper into Hannah, the devs rug at the very beginning. Okay. The devs sold and then became a CTO. What I didn't realize is one of the devs that sold was actually still in it with 94 million tokens still. So he sold at the very beginning, this wallet here, and then sent all these tokens to a new wallet. So he bought it, the project, and there's several wallets that did this. So they still own a lot of amounts where I'm like, okay, I can DCA here on the chart, but follow those wallets to my knowledge of what happened and how they are still linked to the person that originally rugged. But people will buy his dip, right? People are excited. They won't care about the fact that happened. They want the dip because they know all eyes are on Hannah. So I'm going to follow that wallet. He hasn't sold yet, but I dollar cost average. I go, when he does sell, maybe he'll wait for it to come back or completely get scared and dump it, down more, and I could buy more. So that's what I'm looking to do. That's information I'm sharing in the group. I'll give them links. I don't know if I did last night, but just knowledge is power, man. Knowledge is power. It's important. It's nothing against the Hannah community, but you can't deny blockchain. It's there. I saw the person that sniped it and transferred the tokens, right? He sniped it and dumped it at the beginning here, right? Got CTO'd, and we're like, oh, cool. Like, it's CTO'd. The distribution is still solid, but actually he sniped a few wallets and it sent out to other wallets that are holding, waiting to sell. So once you get through those sales, it can take off again. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I just want people to acknowledge, like, hey, man, there's still people out there with bad intentions. What's the link for your TG? Right now, I'm going to go with the group because I'm going to ask the group what we should do, because it was something where I was like, $20 to get in. I told everybody, like, I wanted serious people in the group, and I didn't want to be like, charge a bunch of money and make money. I'm like, it's not about that. I got serious people in there. And I just let some people in free recently. So I want to get with the group and see if we want to get it larger or bring them in, or if I should charge people again to come in. I don't know. At this point, like, I don't need the money. I don't care about the money. I just want to make sure I have core people in there that are willing to contribute. But the link tree in my X account, follow me on X, will lead you to Telegram. It'll put a request. I'll just message you direct, X made, and I'll get you in because I know you've been around. Josh, do you think we're getting a super cycle going through the next year? Bitcoin stopping at 100K. I think it's possible for a massive push to Bitcoin. You know, some of the big names out there are like, the big name I talk about is like Richard Hart, like a $200,000 uh, Bitcoin. I would say 150 to be conservative, right? So was it a fake out start of October, or were they fearful there's Israel-Iran war? It's got to do with Israel-Iran, definitely the scare right now. Uh, so it's one of those things. Heard your TG has been dropping some major alpha. I requested you to join. Let's go. Yeah, there's been some big time alpha going on. It's just one of those things where I'm a humble person. I like to spit out facts. Other people in there will fact check me. They'll come up with more evidence. We get together. This is the network of people. Your network is your net worth. And I got some smart people in my group. Some big, a few big influencers too, that are smart. They're not in there because they're influencers. Like, shout out to Bartertown. When I am trying to analyze a smart contract or a white paper, I go and sit down at the table with him and we discuss it because I know his knowledge in the DeFi space is on the same level with me. Is not. He knows more and can expand my mind to see things and and areas that I can't see when I'm on the road. On the blind spots, he got me covered, and he can reach out to me if he needs help. So we got a lot of smart people that are networking with other people as well. Iceman's one of them. A lot of smart individuals that when we get together, we put the puzzles together. People in the conversation kind of tuning in. You get some major alpha. Definitely. We up on Hannah after the 50% discount. Yeah, Hannah. I think it's healthy for this to happen and then trade sideways. I would want this to trade sideways going up into the first week, right? Just up and down here in this range, so that if I heard Gate.io is buying, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I think there's evidence on chain that's happening, but Binance or anyone could buy, and they're going to much appreciate buying this zone here than here. They don't want to get dumped on. They want to buy the supply, control it, and let the price rise and FOMO to come in to make money off fees. So there's going to be a consolidation, accumulation phase for those exchanges that are interested in that volume to make the money. That's what I think. Yes, sir. Thank you, my boy R2R. What's going on? SG man, what's up, man? Lots of smart guys in the group. So grateful to be in there. Appreciate to have you there, man. Everyone that tunes in into the R2R VIP group. Appreciate everything you guys do to make it a solid crew. Yeah, man. It's just no one's fighting and arguing. No one's talking mess to each other. It's just all respect and collaboration. I said this at the very beginning when I started that group, right? I wanted serious people. All right, pay me the $20. I don't think a scammer from any third world country is going to pay me $20 to be in there. So we got the core people in there. Now we got the serious people that want to make money. And I said, right now, at the very beginning, it's going to be because we're in a bear market. The chat's going to be slow, but when the bull market starts, I catch fire. Other people will catch fire. The momentum shifts. Everyone's active. Everyone's researching, and we start to just take it to the next level. So we are just at the tip of the iceberg in that group of what's soon to come in this bull cycle when it starts. But before it even begins, we are already cooking, right? Let's see. The longer the SEC wants to mess with Richard and Pulse Chain, the longer we have buying opportunities before the pump. Yeah, I think what we have right now is we're just in the cycle that everybody else is. Bitcoin's not having trouble with the SEC. Ethereum's not either. Ethereum's not at where it was the last top in the bull market. We're not in one yet until Bitcoin hits $70,000 plus and holds it, trades there for a minute, and takes off. So the Pulse Chain has like the SEC narrative, like, oh, it's the SEC's fault. No, we're in a real bad position across the board in crypto. Everyone that bought the Ethereum top during the bull market, the last bull market, is still wrecked. Still wrecked a lot of stuff that they bought the last top. So you got to think, we're all going to move together when Bitcoin takes off. Traditionally, Bitcoin takes off. We'll take a look at the. We're going back up after elections. Go look at every cycle where Bitcoin has taken off after the presidential elections. It just seems to be a cycle. Where can you see ETH dipping to? Let's pull up ETH really quick. I don't know. ETH is on a whole nother. I think ETH could flip Bitcoin one day in the future, and Bitcoin will be an altcoin, to be honest with you. Bitcoin's 2,500. Ethereum's down $94. I don't know, man. I think it's still. I think we started off. Somebody said Rectober, and we'll be in Uptober. Maybe it goes to $2,400. Who knows? I can't predict what happens in war, man. Somebody might just pull out the big ones, and say, everybody, calm down, or someone's about to get it, because there's things escalating over in Ukraine and then Iran. Once Iran starts attacking, right, sending its missiles, that's going to upset the U.S. and we're going to, interact and engage. But the rest of the world is going to see opportunity right now, and they see opportunity to do things when America looks at its weakest or where they're distracted. And unfortunately, whether you like it or not, it's hard to put your finger on who's running the country right now in the United States. When you look at Joe Biden, when he talks, he's mumbled. He's like, doesn't seem all there. It's scary to realize like all these world leaders with such horrible intentions, some of them are misunderstood. There's a whole lot of things to the politics of it I won't want to get involved with or talk on, but people start saying their president's asleep behind the wheel. Hey, Taiwan, China and Taiwan, Putin and Ukraine, chaos happens. Versus when you have somebody who's not asleep behind the wheel and is checking everyone, then this stuff doesn't happen. So the leadership in the States, we'll figure out who the leader is at the end of the presidential election. Because right now, I don't even know who's helping people with the hurricane that just, or was it I think it was it was bad. People are dying right now. This is really crazy. I'm up over 500K in the last 2 weeks. Thanks to R2R Finger Red #1. Hey, man, that's a beautiful thing. Hopefully, it's life-changing for you. Hopefully, it helped you quite a bit. That's true. Bitcoin and ETH are always the match to start the charge. Yeah, they're going to lead the way. They're going to lead the way. So, 43 minutes in. Let anyone have any other questions, any other tokens we want to look at? We're looking at Hannah Live on the dip. Look at that. Not a whole lot of binds going on. I'm not in the Telegram group. I don't know if they're fighting FUD, but I can tell you right now, how I hedged my bets. I told you earlier, everything's dropping, going to be a discount. So I'm buying the Hannah dip. I'm buying the SD. I'm going to bank on the narrative as them being like the truth, the one. They don't got a logo from Paradox. But I told you my opinion on what I think SD represents. That guy Tal, the Tal, what's his name? Tal, the one that was yapping away on Hannah Telegram. He owns like 6 billion SD, and he dumped some last night too. So maybe he'll sell more, but the community is strong enough to buy it. There's a big narrative behind them both. These tokens, Coke and Pepsi. We talked about it earlier. I gotta have them both. Gotta have them both. Congrats, Jesse. Yeah, Jesse, that's a beautiful thing. 500K in the last 2 weeks, thanks to R2R. Hey, man, I can go and tell my wife, like, hey, somebody made 500,000. Like, that's a good feeling too, because that's not chump change, man. That's not chump change. And these are early calls. As far as SD, take a look at this, guys. market cap, right? 5 mil. And it just trended up, has its big correction. So I'm gonna look for it to possibly correct even down to here. Maybe it stops here. Maybe we get a good deal, trade off, accumulate. Market turns around. October can be big profits across the board. I would imagine Hannah taking off again. SD riding the wave. Then you got Titan X down the road. Oh, I'm not sleeping on Misha. Misha right now is a total discount at this point. Look at the phase it's been. Right, the community is still strong. $2.1 million market cap. I bought a few Ethereum on a couple wallets each as it's trended down. Today I need to buy a little more. I woke up and bought like half a ETH, no, one Ethereum worth between some wallets. And I'm just going to write it out, man. I understand what it is today. There's a big scare. So we got a discount. Remember the COVID discount? Sometimes it doesn't pay off, but I figure if I like the numbers, I like everything under the hood, I like the community. When everything decides to turn green, easy money. Remember when people were saying cat tokens were going to be this cycle's Doge and Pepe 1,000 gains? Yeah, this cycle is gonna be weird. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look at what's going on with that Pepe, Chinese Pepe. Right? That was the one that was supposed to be like the big deal, but everyone is more hyped with these dog tokens. So the new meta too is CTOs. So you want the devs want to leave Pepe, and a CTO here would be great, right? Then we could take this to the moon. But yeah, I don't like anything outside of a well-distributed CTO at this point. I'm not about that life anymore. I realize, like, hey man, when they got too many guys, like, the exchange own this now, so they're taking control. Before it wasn't like that. These aren't exchanges here, but the distribution is good. But it's not a CTO, right? No. It's a good token. It'll do well. We'll see. Everything should do well in the bull market. It's like you can throw a dart at a wall and hit an altcoin that you have on there, and it'll do well. That's how it starts to feel. Starts to feel too easy. It starts to get real easy. We go through hard times, and when we come out of those hard times, you'll be surprised how much money you can make with little effort on your selections. And then you look like a hero. Like, I'll come out of this bull market looking like Nostradamus, right? Because everything takes off. And all I look for is the opportunities that make sense. So although people will have other choices, those choices will do well. I think mine will do many X's over because of what I'm looking for in the new metas as far as CTOs, the distribution, teaching people about this so that we lead the pack early on. The people who are with me are going to find stuff early. And then they're going to be like, oh, there's Jake, there's Overdose, there's this guy. They're pumping our bags. Thank you. And we'll be like, we'll sell, wait for it to correct, buy back in, take profits, buy something else, and move on. By the time they come, it's too late. It's too late. We're going to beat them all. If you're rolling with me, we got the people to figure out we're gonna outpace everybody. All right. So I say that confident. And like I said, I'm a humble person, but we're going to do that. We're going to do that with everything, and we'll miss some. We'll miss some tokens, but the ones we like, we're going to realize what's happening today. Market's down, and that's when I jump. Right. Let's see, eDoge. We still that. Yeah, eDoge right now is taking a hit just like everything else. But if you look at eDoge right now, it's where it's been. In this phase here, look at it, just trading slightly higher up of where it's been since I've been buying it. So even though the market's red, the liquidity is low. So that's why buy or sell is volatile. Community is still strong. And the whales in this one got money. They got money and they're holding strong. So, swing trade this if you can. Keep the volume, but, keep the bag too for the long run. When we get out of this phase here with Iran, I think what happens, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not a financial advisor, just from what I've seen. We go from scared money right? The money being just Bitcoin dumping, market dumping, to, okay, we're at war. War happens. The Middle East traditionally, like all that Saudi money goes to gold. It'll go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin will do very well, while war is going on, because they're going to store their wealth in there. They used to be gold. This is the digital gold. This is what I've seen simulations of this in the past, and it was like, oh, no war, and it was like, oh, but that's what I've seen. We'll see if it plays out. We'll see if it plays out. Thoughts on XMW? I've never heard of it. Let me take a look. XMW? Let's take a look. XMW. Morphware. Is that the right token? You can just tell me in chat. Morphware. 1.7 million in volume. Cool. $20 million market cap. Definitely missed the boat there, but we'll see what's going on. Just take a look at the distribution of the token, just to tell you my thoughts on it. Smart contract, smart contract, smart contract. I don't know what the smart contracts are for, what they do. I know Uniswap, number one wallet, 3.3. Distribution looks cool. I just would want to know what these smart contracts are exactly. Are they like some kind of DeFi dApp that holds those tokens? I don't know. Let's go to their Twitter. Take a look at the good old Twitter. We got 16,000 followers. I'll give them a follow. Decentralized AI. Interesting. Looks like they got a doxed dev there. Oh, maybe I missed out on this one, huh? Let me see. When did this token launch? We'll take a look on Dex Screener. I usually say 12 days ago. Damn, good find, bro. Good find. Slept on it. Slept on it. Definitely. Congrats on that one. And I don't think it's a meme. It's like a utility token. AI. AI. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I've been FOMOing. Yeah, congrats to that one. Utility tokens, meme tokens, they're all going to do well. Coming up when the bull market is really here and it happens, right? I wish I would have found that one. Shoot. See where Hannah keep going down. Let's see if that wallet's selling. I doxed him on camera. He's probably like, oh my God. I totally doxed him. Want me to put the address? Why not? He doesn't have good intentions. He didn't from the beginning. Let me show you. Let me show you what this guy done did. Pull him up on DBank real quick for you. So I'm going to take a look at that guy's wallet from Hannah, the one that I said. And we'll show you. Dox the guy. Why not? So he has 94,550,944 tokens. If you come over to the transactions, you're going to see there's a ton of transactions, but you just got to find one that with the Hannah, and then you can just narrow it down on DBank. Makes it pretty simple and easy, right? So, and we'll reference back to Dex Screener to show you what he's done. So what he has to plan in the future, you can only speculate. I can only show you what happened, and that he still has a bag. So whether you go in the group and you're concerned about it, they're going to either block you, they don't want to hear this stuff. I wouldn't either if I was running the Telegram. So you're not going to be able to go in there and argue your case. It's just for you to know and understand. That way you can be like, okay, well, maybe I should wait for homie to sell more based off what he's done in the past. So I just got to find the Hannah token in his transactions and then simply click on it. As you can see, this guy is like he bots a lot of projects, whether he's developing them and botting them, meaning he creates a token and bots it themselves. That's what the developers of CTOs have been doing. They make a token, they bot it, they dump it, it gets CTO'd, right? Then you're like, okay, they moved on. But in this case, he's still in the project with 94 million tokens left, and that LP, as small as it is, it could have a very harmful impact on the price. But what you gotta think here is, did I skip it? I might have. What you gotta think here is, okay, that'll be a buying opportunity if you still believe, Hannah. And I'm not giving up on Hannah. I've sold the top, and I'm buying back my positions. And this guy is going to give me a pretty nice position. If I can find it, let me see what happened here. Because you'll see he received a ton of tokens straight to his wallet. So let's find it live. I was looking at it last night, and I got to remember how far back Hannah came 7 days ago. So I got to go at least 7 days into transactions, which would have been okay. So I was almost there. I was starting to think, like, did I go too far back? Did I go too far back? But no, I should be rolling on it any second now. Let's see. And these are the things you got to know. So you use DBank so that you can go and just, that's what blockchain is so beautiful, man. It's perfect. Blockchain is absolutely perfect. It allows you to find the truth. And the truth could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, or the truth could set you free, financially free, right? So let's see if this was the wallet that he received it in. I believe he sent it to this wallet. So it should see like a receive from Hannah amount. And that's if I clicked on the right one. I want to make sure. If not, I'm going to find the Twitter of somebody who's actually vocal about this, right? And go from there. So those that are interested, stay. Okay, so you're right here on this transaction here on September 25th received 94,550 Hannah received from this address, right? It received from this address here, ending in 28.6. It sent all its leftover Hannah. So we're going to look at the transactions that happened with Hannah on this wallet prior to it sending to a new wallet and what it did. So I'm going to click on Hannah here so I can just distribute it to just the Hannah transactions. So it used Banana Gun, right? The very beginning of when this launch took place. And for 0.34 Ethereum, that's $910, it got 162 million Hannah, which is worth $100,000. All right. Then he started selling it. So this person is linked to the person who launched Hannah. We know Hannah launched and got rugged, and then it got CTO'd, which is what happens in the CTO. They get rugged. Narrow CTO. Developer launched, sent 4% of Vitalik, sold it, left. Okay? So take this address, and we go into Deck Screener. So we can see, verify, when did he do that? Oh, he did. He bought at the beginning with knowing that the project was launching, and sold it off. It got CTO'd, right? Community took over, the devs out. Great. But it turns out, if we go back on DBank, which is why we love blockchain so much, it's so honest, so pure. He sold and dipped out, but he still had 94 million. So as smart as he is, he knows people are stupid. Let me send that 94 million to another wallet. Now it's here. And now we just sit here and wait to see if he sells. You can go back to Deck Screener and say, hey, let's plug in this wallet. Let's see if he sold so far. Nothing. So now he completely, sold off Hannah, made it seem like he left, and now he's dormant. We call that he's dormant. He's sitting there. We don't know what he has planned, but his intentions were never good from the beginning, so why would his intentions ever be good down the road? When will he sell? You track that wallet, and it will give you the answers as to when could be a good entry. Let me link this in the comment section, guys. Nobody else in crypto is going to show you this stuff. Trust me. The big guys out there that are shilling this, they've seen it, they know it. But if they can trap that information and keep it to themselves, they can still push and make gains. I don't give a damn. We've made gains because we got in early. Was I aware of this? Not at all until I think last night I verified in the chat, like, hey, this is going on. So I'll link that in DBank. You can now see when you go to that wallet, the history of what took place when he received it, and now he has that amount in the wallet. and you go, well, let's see what's going on with Hannah right now. Hannah's down. Hannah only has $643,000 in liquidity. Half of that's Ethereum value, so that's 320,000 plus. Will this guy dump soon and give me a better position? I think since he sold here, had no faith in the project, obviously, sent it to a new wallet, he's rolled this out. He can wait for it to come back, or he can be like, this keeps dipping. I need to take my money. Hopefully, he gets fearful and leaves. It gives us a better price to get in, and we go up anyways because the community is strong. But you got to know these things, right? Hexmade took some profit from Hannah, went into eDoge. Can't say I'm up on eDoge versus if I left it in Hannah. Yeah, you can't say that at this point. I did that, spread it out to Misha, eDoge, but I mean, you're spread out and diversified. You just gotta make good decisions. We don't know if those decisions are good until it's all said and done, right? So if I were you guys, I would take that information and use it to your advantage to follow that wallet, see what it does. I wouldn't recommend going into the Hannah Telegram group. You're not going to get away with saying, oh, what is this wallet doing? They're going to kick you. They don't want anybody to know that. And if they know about it, at this point, they're just like, well, it's just going to be FUD. And we don't need that right now. They don't. You need the knowledge to know, though. Right? Knowledge is power. So if I didn't tell you that, knowing that, now that's wrong. Now that I've showed you, and it's undeniable on the chain of events that happen, and you can go look for yourself, and if the bigger influencers know and they don't address it, you got to think why that is. Is it enough to take down the project? Probably not. I would imagine that that's not the only wallet he has. I think since it has the volume, it has the narrative of and you know the narrative now is it's going to get listed on big exchanges. That's the big narrative. It's the next Nero CTO. We hope those guys sell and give us better position so that we make more gains on the way up. That's where I'm saying, be vigilant because you could get better entries. It's not necessarily like the end of the world bad thing. No, like I'm going to play it. I bought some here. And I'm gonna go, all right. Homie's got a lot of tokens. Give me that dip, bro. You know you want to dump your bag. You dumped way over here, guy. We saw you. Come on. You got more money right here. Come on, bring it. He's got 94 million tokens left that he bought down here. So this is all massive profit. Even right here, profit. Here, profit. Take your money, bro. Give me that entry. But my community that are on my live stream, my community in my Telegram will know and identify this information and use it to their advantage versus somebody who's buying at the top because an influencer posted it versus somebody who doesn't know. They're like, this is the absolute bottom, only up from here. It could be, but there's also a homeboy over there with 94 million tokens who probably has other wallets as well that he did this with because why wouldn't he? Duh. Hopefully he sees this, freak says, that's what my intentions are. We know, and you're doxxed, and everyone is going to know this. Sell your bag. I'll buy your future. I promise. I will buy your tokens at a premium. At this point, you're in profit, bro. You're in profit. If you got other wallets, dump them too. I will buy it. It will create panic, but I buy the fear. That's where I make my money. So do it. I dare you. Don't forget to pound the like button. Drop it here. Where you get that keep it real alpha, man. I could sit here and be like, we're going to 50 million market cap, Hannah. This is the absolute bottom. It's never going to dip up and up and up and only. Get off the Telegram, man. There's a bunch of nonsense. Look under the hood. Understand what you're invested in. Understand what you're seeing. Now that we know that the information is public and I know about it now, I had no clue. I was like, oh, this is right in the way. And once I figured some of that out, I felt really good about selling the top and waiting for a dip. Now I feel really good about waiting for even a more dip that could happen. But I'm still going to make sure I buy in case he decides to wait. All right. So just know that particular wallet exists and there's probably others. And it could do damage as far as short-term price because of how low the market cap is and how low the liquidity is. Volatility is the price you pay for mad gains. Uptober, let's go. Pound a like button. Drop a comment. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.